Hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Now here's Durant. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game. Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who is able to talk with Scott Brooks.
Coach told me that he knows they have a tough assignment in Dirk Nowitzki. We talked about what makes Dirk so difficult to defend against, and he pointed to Dirk's ability to hit jumpers when he is seemingly completely off balance, saying it'll look like he's falling over, then he just turns and flips the ball in. I know I've seen Dirk do that on more than one occasion, guys.
Oklahoma City comes into this one after the win against the Los Angeles Lakers.
Seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game.
Right side Durant, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Well, I don't think you're going to miss too many like those.
Banks checked in for the Spurs. Here is a list of the NBA's most adept passing teams this season. These are your assist leaders. Second, the Thunder.
A team that shares the ball freely will create opportunities for the right player to score more times than not. They don't have to force it. Everybody recognizes that if they move and get open, the ball will find them.
Drains it from 17 feet out. Banks has got 17 now.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
There's the pick. It's Durant with the drive. San Antonio with the rebound, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
You know, on an ordinary night, I think they would have come out on top in that game. That's how well they played, but they just happened to run into a club that was playing at the top of its game.
And Steve, I think they get the win if that game had been at home instead of on the road.
The feed now to Westbrook. Off with the layup.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Here's Banks. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. This is his second attempt at the line tonight.
Well, he shoots the ball with a lot of confidence from the line. He's very comfortable there, 84% on the season.
You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunity.
And good on the basket. Book it.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
And a double-digit lead on the score.
Tune in next Tuesday night, November 28th. Rudy Gay and the Sacramento Kings take on Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Yeah, they're playing well close to the hoop, finding points in the paint. I mean, they've got it all going tonight.
They've got Kyle Singler, Jeremy Lamb out there with Dion Waiters. Then it's Payne, and it's Durant in a power forward position. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. And now it's Waiters running. He can go on.
Oh, man, that was unreal. Mark it up. Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
Up the floor, and Singler gets to Durant. Rebounded by Banks. Banks has got his third rebound tonight. Shot from 16, and he nails the jumper. Banks has got the lead up to 10 now for San Antonio.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Outside Durant. Payne with a screen for Durant. Can't cash in from close range.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
And there's the pass to Harvey. 6 to shoot. Anderson right side. Goes up the baseline, and he gets it to go. And now it's a 12-point Spurs lead.
That jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Yeah, they've been pulling up.
Substitutions. 1:30 left in the first half of the game. It's Banks with the drive. Leonard with no one around. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Hi, Kev. Captain Clutch in their last time out against the Wolves played a role for them. He had 12 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. Games like that one show why his team has been so strong coming out of the gate. They'd like to maintain this pace all season, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by Steve his standards.
Well, those are pretty high standards ordinarily. We'll see how much it carries over. It's not a performance that will be easy to repeat.
But you like to have that in your arsenal and on your resume so you can call on it the next time you get out on the court. So I think it'll serve him better than it won't.
In Clark, we saw a very animated huddle that last break, and I'm sure the coach wanted something specific from his team.
Well, Kevin, this is certainly a key moment for the squad, and he's looking for players to lock into the new game plan and carry it out the rest of the way. That's what he's trying to get across.
That's good. 6 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, another open jump shot there. Their defense not putting up much of a fight.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. Good on the three-point shot.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
To the wing right side. Outside Banks. 4 seconds left. That's good. Banks has got 6 here in this quarter.
Kevin, he's definitely making his presence felt here in the first half. He's been very effective so far.
That'll do it for the first half. Spurs lead by 13.
Thank you, Kevin. Tony.
And you can tell by how my bread stack up. In disguise, it is rap, so the bets back up. Watch it like my whip.
Hey guys, listen up. We've got a good lead, but lots of basketball left to play. Our
Back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Captain Clutch having a dominant impact in this game.
He is a dynamic scorer, guys. That much we know. And I'll tell you what, his talent was on full display there in the first half.
Steve, he is a hard man to keep down, and so far, they've been unable to do it.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Banks in at shooting guard. Nowitzki is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Tony Parker. And it's Harvey in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Adams outside. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Durant. It's good from inside. Durant's got 17 now.
How huge has he been, giving his team the lift?
Without his work offensively, Steve, I don't know where they'd be. Shooting at great efficiency. I don't think they'd have a chance without him.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And our 2K leaderboard up on the screen now, giving you a look at the small forward position and the players with the most rebounds per game this year. Kevin Durant is second.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there, mix it up, and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
Yeah, you mentioned their lack of size and strength compared to the post players around the NBA, but I've always found that the best rebounders usually aren't the biggest guy. They're the most tenacious, and they have excellent timing and the ability to get off their feet multiple times quicker than their opponent. Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Okay, fellas, you all know who.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He's looking for some early offense, telling his guys to keep the pace up-tempo and not let that shot clock run down. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks.
A moment here now to see some of the numbers for Russell Westbrook. 7th in assists, and he's been quite an offensive threat, averaging enough points to put him in the top 20 in scoring.
And, you know, looking again, Steve, at his place among the top 10 assist men, he's been providing a lot of room service dimes to his teammates, and I hope they appreciate it. He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
They set the screen. Pass to Durant. Fires from deep, and he gets it to go. Durant's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Banks played in with a nice touch off the glass.
That is a tough layup with a guy right on him. Good defense, but better offense.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Westbrook, no good.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today. When they pulled up from mid-range, more often than not, they buried it.
You know, that's not always the number one option, but if the defense gives that to you, you got to take it.
Durant attacking. Waiters gets a wide open look. No good on the triple.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
For the Thunder, Singler comes in for Payne, and Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Waiters. Here's Joseph. The shot no good, and it's Oklahoma City the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
You know, that Cleveland game has a lot of attention on it.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, there's the Spurs. They're just sitting 1 spot down right on their heels.
You know, I think for Oklahoma City, they've come out strong. I mean, sitting high atop the standings in the early going. A bit surprising, but very impressive, too.
Well, such a talented roster, Clark, and they're leaving no doubt. I mean, this is a team with a chance to go all the way.
There's the double team with Lamb to the left wing. And it's Captain Clutch with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Spurs making a switch here.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. Spurs substitution.
Spurs leading by 15.
Mills.
Here's Mills. And Westbrook pulls it down.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
And Adams kicks to Singler. Passes it to Lamb. Back to Singler. Shot from 12. Good, he hits the jump shot.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Banks checked in for Joseph. With a break in the action, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a look at this season's stingiest defensive teams. Second, the Thunder.
And I think a lot of it has to do with their defensive schemes, guys, because they rotate beautifully, and somebody is always there to protect the basket.
Banks passes to Papanicolo. Here's Anderson, and he gets it to go. Anderson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Good possession there, resulting in the easy one down low.
And Westbrook, here we go. Banks with the block.